Hello, 'tis me, Gracebrit, and today I'm doing part 2 of Wings of Fire Fade's story. Just again, so I don't get copyrighted, the real true book is by Twee T. Sutherland, which does the real books of Wings of Fire. And background check, if you should watch the first part, also be confused and you're like, yep, I'm clicking off this video. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, she's part Rainwing and part Skywing, so let's get started. Okay, scene 2 ends the palace. Setting, the throne room of the Skywing Palace. Fade wakes up in front of the throne with her main colors of red and yellow. Why do you bring me this weird-looking Skywing? For Queen Byrne, perhaps? Skywing 2. No, your majesty, as he looks at Queen Scarlet again. She could be useful. Queen Scarlet as she smirks. Really now? Show me. Now that would be thrilling. Skywing 2 as he glares at Fade. Fade is terrified. You heard the queen! Fade stays quiet, puts her head down and closes her eyes. Queen Scarlet. Pity. Skywing 2. Wait! Stabs lightly but hard on Fade. She changes a bit orange. Ouch! Fade exclaims. Queen Scarlet. So what? It can change colors. There was snickering among the guards. Silence! Everything was soon very quiet. Skywing 2. Well, looks around nervously. Maybe it can. And then looks at Queen Scarlet. Fade as she thinks. They're so strong. I could try to kill... No, I shouldn't. As she gets interrupted in thought. Queen Scarlet. So, Dragonette, what exactly can you quote-unquote do? As she rolls her eyes. Fade, as she gulps, continues to look down and says nothing. Queen Scarlet. As she chuckles faintly. Maybe sometime in the arena would make you speak up. As she waves her claw. Dismiss! And for you, as she looks at the Skywing 2. For wasting my time. Fade was guided to one of the tall pillars surrounding the arena. As for the Skywing 2, he was never seen again. The next day, Fade puts her talons over her face. I wish Mother was here, as she glares at the arena field. So that's the arena. Will I have to fight? Fade notices Skywings and Sandwings and Mudwings started to gather and watch the arena, as if waiting for something. Fade as she notices. Weird. Queen Scarlet. Now for my thrilling arena fight today. Ibn of the Ice Wings and Salor of the Sea Wings. As she grins, staring at the arena field. Ibn and Salor tiredly walk on the field. Queen Scarlet. Claws up. Fire ready. Fight! The two dragons start to fight. The battle was longer than Fade expected. For some reason, she couldn't stop watching. After a while, the Ice Wing won after breathing ice into the Sea Wing's heart. The battle was over. Queen Scarlet smiled with a sly grin as the Skywings, Sandwings, and Mudwings laughed hysterically. Two Skywings flew to Fade, took her, and started to fly to the throne room where Queen Scarlet is. Fade, as they were flying. Where are you taking me? As she hisses. Soldier 1. Shut it, and don't try anything. Fade, but interrupted. Soldier 2. Shh, as he hisses. Fade, as she says nothing, but she was irritated. Once they are in the throne room, Queen Scarlet. Well, as she smiles looking down at Fade. Fade as she was scared. What? As she looks up. Queen Scarlet. The fight, of course, wasn't it thrilling? Fade. Yes, it was. Thanks. No, it wasn't, but maybe it was. Queen Scarlet as she looks up. Peril! She roared. Peril as she walks up. Yes, your majesty, she said with a confused face. Queen Scarlet points at Fade. This one is going to fight. Well, in my arena. Peril. So, looks amused yet confused. Let me get this straight. You want me to fight a 6-year-old Dragonette? As she hides a laugh. Queen Scarlet. No, that does seem thrilling, but no. I need you to help her fight. It would be boring to see the Dragonette die in 3 seconds. As she looks at Fade, then back at Peril. Well, Peril, okay, starts to walk toward Fade. Queen Scarlet makes Peril stop. Oh, and try not to burn her, as she waves her talon in a dismissive order. Dismiss. Peril and Fade leave. Peril, so, why did Queen Scarlet leave your wings unchained? Fade, I can't fly, as she looks down. Peril, oh, okay. They make it to the arena. It was empty at the time, other than the prisoners chained up on the pillars, watching them. Peril, do you have any fire? As she looks at Fade. Fade looks down. Not that I know of. Peril, okay, as she fake smiles. Today you'll learn how to fly and dodge attacks. Fade, okay, as she looks determined. Peril, don't get your hopes up. You could die before you can say oops, as she glares to the side, as she snarls. Fade looks up at Peril with wide eyes, and says nothing. Okay. Meanwhile, after training, Fade, ow, Peril, you didn't have to burn me. Peril, ha, but now you at least know how to glide, as she hisses. Fade, as she rubs her wing, then looks at Peril. Yeah. As they go back to Scarlet's throne room, Queen Scarlet says, well, as she glares at both Fade and Peril. Peril, it's going fine. She knows how to glide, and maybe with a little bit of time, as she gets interrupted. Queen Scarlet, as she stomps her talon. No! A little bit of smoke comes from her nostrils, then stops after a while. I want to see Fade in my arena tomorrow, and it will be thrilling. Peril, but Scarlet looks up at her. Queen Scarlet, as she hisses, that's your majesty! Gets off the throne. If you can't train this dragonette, I'll do it myself, as she grabs Fade's talon harshly and drags her off. Fade, ouch! As she cries out, Queen Scarlet says, put a sheep in it. They are now at the arena. Fade, okay. When do we start? Scarlet breathes fire straight at Fade. Fade dodges just barely. Queen Scarlet, go! Flap your wings! Show no mercy! As this goes on for hours. Fade, as she screams, stop! Out of pain, so her fangs come out and shoot venom in front of Queen Scarlet's talons, and she breathes heavily, tired. Queen Scarlet looks at the sizzling venom on the ground, and then back at Fade, as she sneers. Well, I guess today wasn't a complete failure, as she smiles. Fade, exhausted and hurt. Okay, I guess. They left and went back to the throne room. Queen Scarlet, as she looks at Fade. You'll fight tomorrow. Fade starts back to the pillar outside the arena. Queen Scarlet, where are you going? As she flies over, then lands in front of Fade. Fade, well, now that I can fly, well, a little bit. I could go, gets cut off, and then Peril walks in. Queen Scarlet, you shall stay in the palace tonight. Peril, as she's stressed. What? Letting a dragon in the Skywing Palace just after a couple of weeks? How can we trust her? Looks at Queen Scarlet. Queen Scarlet, as she glares at Peril. Enough! Looks at Peril angrily. Peril growls, but keeps it hidden, for she is loyal. Fade. Where do I stay? As she shifts her tired wings. As she looks at both Scarlet and a bit scared of Peril, but still looks at her. Queen Scarlet. Fade! Fade jumps a bit. You'll stay in the left wing of the palace at the first tower at the top. Looks at Fade and gives her a terrifying toothy grin. Peril. But that's my room! She opens her wings angrily, but roars. Queen Scarlet. Silence! As she whacks her tail on Peril's face. Scarlet's tail sizzled a bit, but Scarlet's face showed no emotion of pain. Peril, as she hisses. Ouch! As she puts her wings over her face. Fine, she can be in my room. Queen Scarlet, as she roars. I wasn't asking if you wanted to or not, and I am your queen, and you have no right to talk to me like that. As she opens her wings and roars again. Fade and the guards were terrified in silence. Queen Scarlet, as she calms a little bit. Peril, escort this dragonette to your chambers. Now. Peril says nothing as she scowls at Fade and nods it to Scarlet. She opens her wings to fly, looks back at Fade. Come. Fade. Okay. She opens her wings and thinks. I can fly, but maybe I can't. Then gets interrupted in thought. Queen Scarlet, well, go! Fade jumps a little bit when she said that. Scarlet waves her talons at her, then goes to her throne, then sits. Peril flies in the doorway, then hovers. What's the hold up? Looks at Fade, then rolls her blue eyes. Oh. Fade, looks at the ground. Peril, could you help me fly? As she glances at Peril. Peril, you can fly, besides I can't help you, hisses at Fade, and I don't want to help you. Fade quickly looks up at her and hisses, What is wrong with you? She changes a darker red with hints of black, and her eyes turn yellow. Peril flew a bit back, unsure. First you were nice to me, and now you're not? Turns a bit yellow. Queen Scarlet on her throne does nothing but watches. Fade, as she calms down but still very angry, starts turning back to her normal colors. Looks to the side with her wings folded, standing tall as she can as she mumbles, Let's just go. She jumps up the ledge and opens her wings. She struggles a bit but gets the hang of it. She flies to the tower. She was supposed to. Peril glances at Scarlet surprised, then follows Fade silently. They soon fall asleep, and soon to begin the new day. All right. So that is Wings of Fire Fade Story Part 3. Once again, so I don't get copyrighted. Real book by Sutherland. This is a fan book by me. So I hope you guys enjoyed my spritz. And, well, yeah, I guess that's it. So hopefully if you want more of this story. I haven't actually finished the book all the way. I'm only like on page 49 or so. But I'm really enjoying writing this. And I guess that's it. And I know I just said bye, Spritz, but I guess I'm saying it again. Bye, Spritz, and thank you. Goodbye.